And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up everyone? And today we finally had the video of Nathan talking about Love has a couple vids, and we'll be taking a look at the KPZ 50T, the new German tier 9 medium you can get with the Valor ops that dropped on Tuesday. I gotta say, out of the technically I get the two tanks I've actually played. I'm not gonna count the SU because I've already played the Shaka version, but I prefer this over the tier 10 so far. That's just my personal preference. But starting off with a quick game on Westfield North Spawn. This is going to be more just a talk over, but you know, enjoy the gameplay and kind of notice some of the strengths of the tank. So yeah, tier 9, and I gotta say I really like it for various reasons, between the excellent turret armor this tank has, the very accurate gun, it's very snappy, and just in general, it's also pretty sneaky as well, but we'll get into that in kind of detail here. But so what's the shell damage, or the average? So this has got the gun on this tank is 320 average. It's been slightly nerfed from the PC version, which actually I kind of agree with to an extent. It's not that big of a deal. I think the aim time was increased a little bit by like 0.3 to like 2.3 seconds, I think it is. And the DPM was lowered a little bit as well. But if my memory serves me correctly, I've watched some gameplays of this tank on PC, and it was just recently released on PC as a rewards tank. It's pretty freaking good, and it's still really freaking good here too. So don't be off put by any of that. You see, it wasn't that significant, I think, personally, and maybe even a little warranted. But so what's the hip? I mean, what's the deal with this tank? So hull armor on it, before we get into the turret, it's actually still got pretty decent hull armor frontally. It's 120 millimeters. It's a fairly large lower plate, but the upper plate is actually a pike nose, which kind of catches some people off because it doesn't look like it's pike from the front if you're just quickly glancing, but it actually is. So it actually increases it quite a bit, and if you're able to hide the lower plate, it's pretty good actually. And then you get the turret, which is even better. Usually it's around 240 millimeters on the turret. 250 millimeters on the turret frontally, on average. There is one weak spot on it to the right of the gun, facing my way right now, or if you're looking at the tank, probably to the left of the gun, there's a viewport. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but I'm nice. So if you're dealing with one of these tanks fall down, there's a little viewport you can shoot, because I know this tank is a beast when it is in a haul down spot. And you see the good camo here. It's a very low profile tank, and it's not that long either, so you get pretty damn good concealment as well to go along with that. Pretty formidable turret armor. As you see, we bounced the waffle around right there, even though we weren't really in the greatest position to haul down. You'll see more of the haul down kind of ability in the second game, which is going to have better gameplay than this. So also with the 300, it's a 105, but it's 320 millimeters if we go right below the turret on the waffle core. The rate of fire is 6.5 rounds a minute base, which is decent. It's not crazy. Again, it's a little slow in the DPM, but I'm okay with that for the trade-off and everything else that's really good about it. Now, it's a medium tank, but you're not going to be flanking around, circling people quite like a T-54 would be the obvious comparison to this tank, because it's also another 320 alpha tank at this tier as well. And honestly, I think the turret on this is a little bit better than the T-54, if I'm at all honest. Plus, you also get the added flexibility that you don't get on the T-54, that this tank gets 8 degrees of gun depression. So you can actually use the turret armor in more places than the T-54 really ever could. But again, you kind of lose that mobility a little bit. but it's still quick in a straight line. Just traverse speeds are a little lackluster comparatively, and it's going to be more of a supporting medium than something that's going to be flanking and doing a whole bunch of that. But also, if you can get it hauled down, such as up on the hill up there, it can turn into a beast very quickly. So again, 320 alpha on the gun. Its APCR rounds have 268 millimeters of pen, and at .33 accuracy, we were talking about this yesterday, it's very, very snappy. It has no issues penning tanks, none whatsoever, very accurate at that .33, and it really does feel like that accuracy is true. I've never really had much of an issue with the gun. Like I said, that's what makes up for the little bit of lacking DPM. Is that most of your shells, if you aim them right, are going to pen and going to go in. And then the heat rounds, you get 320 alpha damage. Or, yeah, obviously you get 320. I'm just pleb. 310 millimeters of penetration. And then the AG have 420 alpha damage with about 53 millimeters of pen. So you don't get the HEP rounds or anything like that, but it's basically the same performance out of the Leo PTA's gun that finished that game on Westfield with a very nice 5800 combined, or 5800 assisted and 4400 damage. A very easy game against Westfield North Spawn, and yeah, nothing too special or crazy, but the second game is going to be a little more in depth and show you a little bit more of the armor and what this tank really excels at, and it's a haul down gameplay where you can really abuse that gun depression, the gun, and the turret armor, and just go to work. It's a beast. I've been really enjoying it, and everybody that's played it so far has pretty much agreed with that. It's a tank you probably don't want to get caught up by yourself in too much, because it does actually, and I kind of hesitant to call it a brawler, because it does have very slow, pretty slow traverse speeds as well. So I'm not going to say you want to be like, and you don't want to be side scraping it too much because it's only got 40 millimeters of side armor, so it's really not meant for that. You can kind of make it work. I've made it work on occasion against lower caliber guns, but just be warned that you do only have 40 millimeters of side armor, and I think like 20 on the back. So just be warned with that. And again, the traverse speed is only like 34 degrees a second. It's not that great. You can kind of see in the games that it turns up pretty sluggishly. Again, it's pretty quick in a straight line, but you got to understand it's pretty heavily armored, which makes it nice. It's about, I think it's around 50 tons, so you can get away with some ramming. I'm not going to say it's E50, but if you need to finish off something that's like a Bat Chat or Lorraine 40T or like Borsig, you're going to do some damage to it if you're going at full speed and clocking down a hill. You're not going to have any issues dealing with that kind of things. But again, the top speed is 60 kph. You can reach that going in a straight line, but again, it's a little sluggish turning. So yeah, like I said, it's more haul down, support medium rather than flying around the map, flanking, D-track, that kind of crazy stuff that you see in the Russian mediums. Again, it's German, so it's a little different. But it actually has turret armor, unlike like the E50 or something like that doesn't have that at all. So his second game we're on Overlord, and this is a very, very good map for us, good matchup as well. There's no artillery, which helps massively. And again, I'm running, I believe, optics, rammer, and vert stabs on this. There is a argument, I haven't tried it yet, for running vents instead, because again, with vert stabs, you're not really shooting on the move in this tank too much. Because most of the time when you want to be using the gun, you want to be kind of stationary, going haul down, stuff like that, not on the move, flanking people as much. So I may try that today later, as we can get a nice tracking shot on the Bellathorn, and for some reason he doesn't have a repair kit, it seems. And we finish him off and get a nice, yeah, great 1,000 assists to start off the game with one shot of damage of our own. So you see here, I'm just going to use the gun depression very, very well, and use it to the best of my advantage here. And we're going to go in a little aggressively here. I'm not totally sure But I feel pretty confident in this thing. I think this is still fairly early on. I actually had my best game of this thing as the first game, but my capture card decided to go nope. So that's unfortunate. And right here, there's a little bit of maybe new tank issue or new tank syndrome as well, and that people don't know where to tend this tank. So it may over time be a little less dominant haul down wise, but that's something we'll have to see over time. So far, it's been pretty ridiculous playing this thing. Again, the only thing that's kind of a negative, if you want to look at it, is a little bit lack of DPM. But it hasn't really been an issue for me, honestly, so far playing it. Again, the 8 degrees gun impression is nice, but you can still notice it's not quite enough sometimes to poke ridge lines like this, versus some tanks that have the 10 degrees, such as like a 48 or 46 patent, stuff like that. That can really poke ridge lines pretty well. Also, speaking of 46 patents, the view range on this tank is pretty It's 390 meters base, which you can still get that to the max view range, but however, it's kind of pairs in comparison to like 46 patent at tier 9, which has I believe 410. I don't think it has 420, and you can kind of see that sometimes, but again, you also make up for that with increased concealment, because this tank is pretty tiny. As you can see, the side profile right here, it's not very large, and it's pretty low profile, so you get like almost concealment factor of a light tank, which is pretty crazy. You see here, I really want to poke, but I know there's the Waffle 4 and the Shaka in the back, and right now I'm just having to do too much. I had the light tank behind me, I have these guys in front of me, and I'm just trying to focus on like 4 things at once, which is kind of a pain. If anybody knows, at this point I'm just saying screw it, I'm going to go after the lightweight, just simply because I need to make a decision. The Death Stalker is going to poke up and put a shot into me and take out our ammo rack, so we have to use our repair kit there, unfortunately. But at this point, I'm just like, there's too much going on here. I need to just make it so it's a single line of focus for myself, because right now I'm just focusing on everything, and it's kind of craziness. I literally am surrounded, and it's kind of annoying as you put one into the Death Stalker as a return gift. And we see the 54 lightweight there. I actually noticed that he has 2 marks, so I kind of want to focus him. I know he's probably decent in that tank, so I'd like to focus him a little bit. He's getting a little unlucky there in terms of what we were shooting at. I didn't suspect him to poke back up, and I already started looking there. So we caught off guard a little bit there in terms of his positioning. But now I'm kind of realizing they're pushing from behind, and I don't need a full health UDES getting up behind us if we have any chance of winning this game. So I'm going to try to get in the best spot possible. Again, there's no arty, so we're in a pretty good spot that way. I see he has a damage gun, which is nice, and just the best way for me to defend this position. We have one other tank left on our team, which I believe is a Conqueror, so he's still a very, very good tank for this map, so I'm not too concerned. He should be able to hold off those tanks for a little bit at the most. I see the lightweight pushing back up, trying to get a shot into him. Would be nice. He pokes all the way out for some reason. I'm fall down as hell here. They're going to have a big time penning me, but unfortunately I have to split my attention between 2 tanks. And here I want to shoot the lightweight, I really do, because he's a one-shot. But I also want to take hit points off the UDES because, well, he's full health and he can just charge in. And we see the Conqueror is pushing it too. He's a one-shot as well. You know I want to take off the guns, but I also got to work on taking hit points off this guy so he doesn't just have the ability to just come in and charge me. Now we're just going to take out the Conqueror. We have the lower plate. Lightweight does put one in us. The UDES is coming in, and I'm just trying to brawl him a little bit. I know his gun is damaged. He is trying to flank us. I see the lightweight coming in at this point, and unfortunately for him, I'm paying attention to him. And hello, sir. Take you out of the game real quick, and then our Conqueror friend comes and helps us, takes out the UDES 16, and now we can shift our attention back to the STG and the Waffle and Shishaka. That one, the ghost rounds. Unfortunately, that last engagement, our gun was damaged, which is going to be a pain, but it's still a .33 accuracy gun, which is fine. Our Conqueror gets a little too aggressive here. Doesn't need to poke out that far. He takes a shot from the STG, which really shouldn't have, but it's okay. He's still doing the right thing here. We're both haul down, but he is not haul down enough, as you can take out the STG. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, these guys are going to probably just stay right in front of me. I know the Shishaka is a one-shot, or not a one-shot, he's pretty healthy. We take an unnecessary shot there. I know the Shishaka is coming from behind me. I'm just trying to bide my time, and there's the Shishaka. He's going to put one into me. That's fine, I guess. And we're going to back up, give him our little booty rock. And now we have two tanks in front of us, and we're going to be able to go haul down fairly effectively if they're just going to sit there. And it doesn't seem like they really want to push quite yet. Now, it's a little awkward in this position. I'd like to be where that Conqueror is died at. However, I can't, and I don't have quite enough gun depression to work that left side of him. So it's going to be a little funky. Like I said, I'm doing a little bit of side scraping here, actually. Like I said, we don't really want to do too much of in this tank. But we really aren't left with a choice. And I know I can reload on the STG before him. And again, even with the damaged gun, I have a very good crew in this thing. And I'm able to put a shot into the STG. Try to flick another one in. The Waffle is poking. He just missed as well. As they both snapshot it. I'm just trying to reload. Just aim this one a little bit and take out the Waffle. The STG has now decided, hey, maybe we have numerical numbers. Maybe now I'll push. Again, I don't quite have the gun depression here. It's a little awkward. You have good gun depression, but not great gun depression. It's so tempting to poke up and shoot this guy. But I know Russia is a thing, and I don't want to get RNG'd to death. So I'd rather give myself the better odds and use the corpses and such that are located around here and try to think this engagement out than just using it for luck. We miss because of the heat. He misses, he hits the Conqueror corpse. He does a little bit of damage to himself, ramming me, and it makes it a nice little high roll there at the end though to finish him off for the last kill in our 6th kill of the game, taking down that 1 versus 3 at the end. And bring that game back for a victory for us. And you see there the decent gun depression, putting this tank haul down. We get a steel wall in a tier 9 medium tank, blocking 3,300 damage as well, 6k damage direct, 2k base, and that 1,000 assisted as well. So I've had several steel walls in this thing already. I had a game yesterday, I think I blocked 4k damage in it. So yeah, if you can get haul down in this tank, it's very, very, very good. I highly recommend this tank, but to get this, remember to buy at least 1 day of premium when you complete stage 100 of the Valor Ops. Otherwise, you will not get this tank. So just make sure you do that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are staying safe, and I will hopefully catch you guys next time. See you.